Hi, my name's Shaun. We're here at IOSH today to talk to a number of members about their thoughts and opinions on the recent government review into health and safety. Are you worried a little bit or about the government maybe using Professor Lofstedt's report as a mandate to maybe cull a lot more legislation that they're currently talking about?
Oh, well, I think it's a very convenient political move, and the fact that they can produce a response instantly when it concerns the nation and not only the working population but all of us. I think that is a significant threat.
I maintain that the report is a very good report. It provides IOSH with the direction that we need to go in the future in terms of developing membership. I think my only concerns were that we have had a couple of rumblings from the Prime Minister and politicians that there might be some additional agenda going on here, so we'll have to keep a close eye on that. The objectives of the report are very good. We just want to see that they're carried through with the intention that Professor Lofstedt actually gave them. We're not a non-governmental organisation for nothing. You know, we are one of the consultative bodies that people like the HSE and the government will come to for our advice, so member advice is sought.
The bit that scares me the most is the final paragraph of the government response, because I wonder what on earth's going to come next.
There's a lot of members that have talked to us not only today, but I think some on our forums and our social media channels that are a little bit worried about the government response.
I think everybody has a reason to think that way. I think that's how, reading it black and white on the page, yes, there's a very big difference between theirs and Lofstedt's report itself, because his doesn't say that that's going to happen, but reading the government response, that's what it definitely looks like.
Potentially we have an ally in Professor Lofstedt who seems to have a good opinion about IOSH members, and I think we have an event in Brussels as well later in the new year to really look and to really get European partners on board as well, so that's going to be a bit of a welcome thing for us.
Certainly looks that way, and I think from meetings that I've been sat in today that there's definitely an awful lot more very publicly happening for IOSH, and I think it's certainly promoted IOSH, and if they're being used as a good central source for a response, then I think that's always got to be good, because at least those of us that have got an opinion and those of us that can give a very measured response have a source to be able to do that. But quite what comes back, who knows?
Obviously the report's been published, but that's not the end of it, is it, for IOSH members and for IOSH in general?
No, absolutely not. It's probably the beginning of a huge raft of work and a huge opportunity for IOSH members to get involved. For example, the report talks about reviewing 53 approved codes of practice and having consultations on those, consultations around consolidating sector-specific requirements as well. So we'd expect over the coming year to be quite frequently getting in touch with members regarding consultation, although we do need to see from the government a full timetable for consultation.
It wasn't just in London that the report was published. The government also published the report 2 days later in Brussels.
Yes, that's right. Rob attended that launch and pledged that IOSH would organise and host a workshop in the EU Parliament in the spring of 2012. So right now we're looking to that, and very early in the new year Rob and myself will be meeting with Ragnar Lofstedt, who offered to be a speaker at the workshop next spring to plan out how this workshop might take shape. If we look back and reflect, we've probably had quite a good year in terms, I think we can look back and see that the government clearly has taken note of some of the things that we've said, and we are starting to influence. But over the next year we need to up that further, and I look forward to another very productive year with staff and members working together to raise the profile of IOSH and all that it does.